Finland is the happiest country on earth. But if you visit, you'll notice something strange: nobody's smiling. The cities feel empty by 7 p.m. Strangers won't sit next to you on the bus. And silence? Silence isn't awkward here. It's a sign of respect. This is a country where you can legally walk onto someone's private property and camp there overnight. Where nudity has nothing to do with sex. Where the law isn't feared, it's simply trusted. Finland doesn't operate like the rest of the world. And once you understand why, you'll never see happiness the same way again. Let me tell you what life actually looks like in one of the most misunderstood countries on the planet. Finland sits at the northern edge of Europe, tucked between Sweden, Norway, Russia, and the cold Baltic Sea. It's a land of extremes. Over 188,000 lakes. Forests so thick they swallow entire towns. Winters where the sun barely rises. Summers where it never sets. The people here speak Finnish, a language that sounds nothing like Swedish, Norwegian, or Russian. It's unrelated to almost every other European tongue. That linguistic isolation mirrors something deeper, a cultural independence that runs through everything Finns do. They don't need to explain themselves. They don't need to perform. Finland exists on its own terms, quietly, calmly, and with a kind of dignity that feels almost ancient. If you walk through Helsinki on a weeknight, you'll notice something immediately. It's quiet. Not the eerie quiet of danger, but the peaceful quiet of a society that doesn't need to prove anything. Shops close early. Restaurants empty out. By 7 or 8 p.m., even the capital feels like it's powering down. There's no late-night energy, no neon buzz, no crowds spilling out of bars. Finns go home. They value rest. They value routine. The idea of staying out late just to stay out late feels pointless here. Life isn't about stimulation, it's about balance, and that brings us to one of the most defining aspects of Finnish culture: silence. In most countries, silence is uncomfortable. It means something went wrong. Someone's upset. The conversation died. But in Finland, silence is a language of its own. It means you're comfortable. It means you don't need to fill the air with meaningless words just to avoid awkwardness. Finns will sit next to you on a long bus ride and say nothing for 2 hours, and feel completely at peace. It's not coldness. It's not shyness. It's respect. They're giving you space. They're giving themselves space. And in a world that never stops talking, that kind of quietness feels revolutionary. This carries into how Finns interact with strangers. Personal space here is sacred. If there are empty seats on the bus, no one will sit next to you. Not because they dislike you, but because why would they invade your space unnecessarily? Finns stand far apart in lines. They don't make eye contact unless it's needed. They don't wave at neighbors they barely know. And small talk? Small talk is almost non-existent. Asking, "How are you?" as a greeting feels fake to them. If you're going to ask, you better mean it. Otherwise, just nod and move on. For extroverts visiting Finland, this can feel isolating. But for Finns, it's freedom. Freedom from performance. Freedom from forced cheerfulness. Freedom to just exist without constantly managing other people's emotions. Now here's the paradox. Finland is regularly ranked as the happiest country in the world. But happiness here doesn't look like joy. It doesn't look like laughter or celebration or people dancing in the streets. Finnish happiness is calm. It's steady. It's the absence of chaos. It's knowing your government won't lie to you. It's knowing your children are safe. It's knowing you won't go bankrupt from a medical emergency. Finnish happiness isn't an emotion, it's a system. And that system is built on trust, equality, and something most countries struggle to create: genuine security. One of the most shocking aspects of Finnish life is something called everyman's right. It's a legal principle that allows anyone, citizen or visitor, to walk, camp, forage, and explore almost any piece of land in the country. Even private land. You can hike through someone's forest. You can pick their berries. You can pitch a tent by their lake. As long as you don't damage anything or disturb the homeowner, it's completely legal. Imagine that. Imagine a society where nature isn't locked behind gates and property lines. Where access to the wilderness isn't a privilege, it's a right. This isn't just a law. It's a philosophy. Finns believe nature belongs to everyone. And they've designed their entire society around that belief. This relationship with nature is central to Finnish identity. Forests aren't just scenery, they're therapy. Finns don't go to the forest to exercise or take photos. They go to reset. To breathe. To remember what silence sounds like. During summer, many families leave the city entirely and move to their maki, a simple lakeside cabin with no running water, no internet, sometimes no electricity. They'll spend weeks there doing absolutely nothing. Fishing. Swimming. Sitting. And that's the point. Modern life is noise. The maki is the antidote. But let's talk about something most documentaries skip: Finnish romance. Dating in Finland is nothing like dating in Southern Europe or Latin America. There's no loud flirting. No grand gestures. No love bombing. Finnish attraction is expressed through consistency. Through showing up. Through quiet attention. A Finnish person won't compliment you 10 times in one night. They'll remember how you take your coffee 3 months later. They won't text you constantly. But when they do text, they mean it. Romance here is built on observation, patience, and emotional honesty. It's slow. It's sincere. And for people used to performative dating cultures, it can feel confusing. But once you understand it, it's also deeply refreshing. Then there's the sauna. If you want to understand Finland, you have to understand the sauna. This isn't a spa trend or a luxury. It's a national institution. There are more saunas in Finland than cars. Families have saunas in their homes. Apartment buildings have shared saunas. The Finnish parliament has a sauna. And yes, business deals happen in saunas. Friendships are formed in saunas. Apologies are made in saunas. You sit there, naked, sweating, with nowhere to hide. And in that vulnerability, something interesting happens. Pretense disappears. Hierarchy disappears. You're just a human body in the heat, and so is everyone else. Finns believe the sauna is where truth comes out. Where you see who someone really is. And maybe they're right. Here's the thing foreigners find hardest to understand. In Finland, nudity is not sexual. At all. Men and women sauna separately in public spaces, but within families or close friends, it's common to sauna together regardless of gender. No one's uncomfortable. No one's staring. The body is just the body. This separation between nudity and sexuality is taught from childhood. Kids grow up seeing their parents and grandparents in the sauna. It's normal. Natural. And because of that, Finns don't sexualize the human form the way many other cultures do. The sauna is sacred, not because of modesty, but because of honesty. Let's shift to gender. Finland was one of the first countries in the world to grant women the right to vote. It's had multiple female prime ministers. Gender equality here isn't a talking point, it's infrastructure. Women work. Men take parental leave. Household duties are shared without negotiation. There's no cultural expectation that women should be smaller, quieter, or more agreeable. Finnish women are direct. They're independent. They don't wait for permission. And Finnish men don't feel threatened by that. Because equality here isn't about taking something away from men, it's about building a society where everyone has autonomy. Where no one has to perform a role that doesn't fit them. Marriage in Finland is optional. Many couples live together for years, have children, build entire lives, without ever getting married. There's no stigma. No pressure. Commitment isn't about a ceremony or a legal contract. It's about choice. Every single day, you're choosing to stay. And that choice means more than any piece of paper ever could. Finnish parenting operates on a level of trust that would terrify parents in many other countries. Children as young as 6 or 7 walk to school alone. They take public transport alone. They play outside unsupervised. This isn't neglect, it's faith. Faith in the child's ability to navigate the world. Faith in the community to look out for them. Faith in a society that's designed to be safe. Finnish parents don't hover. They don't overprotect. They give their children freedom, responsibility, and the chance to fail in small, safe ways. Because that's how you raise independent adults. But Finland isn't perfect. Let's talk about alcohol. During the week, Finns are disciplined. Controlled. Reserved. But on Friday night, something shifts. The bars fill up. The volume rises. People drink, heavily. It's as if all the emotional restraint built up during the week gets released in one explosive burst. This isn't unique to Finland, but the contrast is stark. The same person who wouldn't make eye contact with you on Monday will be singing loudly on a street corner by Saturday. Some call it a cultural release valve. Others call it a problem. Either way, it's real. Humor in Finland is dry. Deadpan. Often dark. Finns joke about death, failure, the cold, their own awkwardness. But they deliver it with a completely straight face. If you're not paying attention, you'll miss it. Finnish humor doesn't announce itself. It doesn't need a laugh track. It just exists, quietly, like everything else here. Winter in Finland is brutal. The sun rises late and sets early. In the far north, it doesn't rise at all for weeks. Seasonal depression is real. It's widespread. And yet, Finns don't complain. They endure. They light candles. They layer up. They keep moving. There's a word in Finnish, sisu, that doesn't translate perfectly into English. It means something like grit, endurance, quiet strength in the face of impossible odds. It's not about being loud or aggressive. It's about continuing even when no one's watching. Even when it's hard. Especially when it's hard. Sisu is the emotional backbone of the entire country. And then summer arrives. And Finland transforms. Completely. The same people who barely spoke all winter suddenly come alive. They smile. They drink. They stay outside until midnight because the sun refuses to set. Midsummer is Finland's biggest celebration: bonfires, lakes, dancing, drinking, campfires that burn until dawn. For 8 short weeks, the entire country exhales. And then, just as quickly, it's over. The darkness returns. And so does the quiet. Foreigners often mistake Finnish calmness for coldness. Expats arrive expecting warmth and instant friendship. What they find instead is distance. Politeness, yes. Respect, absolutely. But closeness? That takes time. Finns don't make friends quickly. But when they do, it's for life. You're not a surface-level acquaintance. You're family. That loyalty, that depth, it's worth the wait. Trust is embedded in Finnish society in ways that feel almost unbelievable. People leave their wallets on cafe tables and come back to find them untouched. Bikes are left unlocked. Baby strollers are parked outside in the cold while parents eat inside. No one steals them. Not because there are cameras everywhere, but because theft is socially unacceptable. The law isn't feared here, it's trusted. Corruption is extremely low. Politicians resign over minor scandals. The system works because people believe in it. And that belief creates a cycle of honesty that reinforces itself. Money in Finland is private. You don't ask people what they earn. You don't show off wealth. Driving a flashy car or wearing expensive clothes is more likely to make people uncomfortable than impressed. Modesty is valued. Humility is respected. Bragging is shameful. Even if you're successful, you don't talk about it. You just live your life. Quietly. Like everyone else. Finnish food isn't fancy. It's practical. Built for survival in a harsh climate. Rye bread. Smoked fish. Potatoes. Berries. Mushrooms. Simple ingredients, prepared simply. There's no culinary showmanship. No Michelin star ambitions. Food is fuel. It's comfort. It's tradition. And that's enough. Finns drink more coffee per capita than any other country on earth. Multiple cups a day. At work. At home. During meetings. Coffee isn't a treat, it's a ritual. A pause. A moment of warmth in a cold climate. And in a culture that doesn't waste words, coffee breaks are one of the few times people actually sit and talk. Loneliness and solitude are not the same thing. Many foreigners assume Finns are lonely because they spend so much time alone. But Finns choose solitude. They protect it. Being alone isn't sad, it's restorative. It's necessary. In a world that glorifies constant connection, Finland offers a different model. One where being with yourself is just as valuable as being with others. Finland feels like a society built for introverts. The systems are designed around peace, not noise. Privacy, not performance. Independence, not obligation. There's space to think. Space to breathe. Space to be exactly who you are without apologizing for it. And in that space, something rare emerges: contentment. Finland doesn't try to impress you. It doesn't need to. It simply exists, quiet, honest, and unapologetically itself. It's a country where happiness isn't loud. Where trust replaces surveillance. Where nature is a right, not a luxury. It's not perfect. It's cold. It's dark half the year. It's emotionally reserved in ways that can feel alienating. But it's also proof that another way of living is possible. A slower way. A quieter way. A way built on respect, equality, and the radical belief that people, if given the chance, will mostly do the right thing. And maybe, just maybe, that's what the future should look like.